2222 is the number. Give us a call, Meg. The Sussexes have signed a new Netflix deal. It's worth less than their last one, which was thought to be about £74 million over 5 years. The 6-part series, Harry and Meghan, is Netflix's 5th most popular documentary series of all time. Let's remind ourselves of the show.
This institutional gaslighting.
It was thrown under the walls. I was being fed to the walls.
Wow. Well, there isn't another tell-all style programme like that in the cards, but season 2 of the Duchess's lifestyle show, With Love, Meghan, is expected later this month. There's also an upcoming documentary by the couple's Archwell production company on orphaned children in Uganda. Quite the mix of content there. Do you think we've had the best stuff, Marvin?
No, I think there'll be more to come. I think that stuff was in demand because of how urgent it was, and there was a lot of great areas in terms of us understanding what their experience was. But this deal sounds like a really good thing for them, and the fact that they've been able to make content and it be so much successful stuff on the platform, and everybody loves Netflix. So I feel like that's a great sign. But I think the next stage is like, can they grow beyond their personal story and continue, which is a challenge I'm sure they will rise to. But the idea that the deal is a downgrade, the deal is reflective of the actual content environment as of today. In 2015 and 2025, there was a massive boom in content.
Not talking about the royal family. Is any going to be anybody?
No, but absolutely. Well, clearly she has a lifestyle show that is doing incredibly well, and it picked up lots of press as a result. I think the incorrect framing of it somehow being a failure is a part of why they're going to always be a success, because there's going to be a group of people who look at how they're spoken about, how they're treated, and realise that they're being targeted unfairly. The content is great, it's being consumed, and it's growing.
Watch television, Dawn. Are you going to be watching?
No, I don't watch anything they do unless I'm actually being paid to watch it for work, so I have to talk about it or write about it, to be honest with you. I don't actually care whether they make any more TV or not. I do agree with you. I think all the time they were talking about the royal family, people were going to watch it. But I don't care if she's wafting around a kitchen doing stuff with flowers. Although I must admit, marginally interesting in the Christmas special she's going to do. How do you do a Christmas special when you have no grandparents, no cousins, no aunties, no uncles, no family around the
She does on her own side. She has her own family.
Yeah, right. Then she doesn't talk to her dad, her sister.
You send great Christmas cards. Is it? That don't go anywhere because we're going.
Hello, my beautiful Sussex Squadron family. Gather around, buckle up, and get your cups of tea ready, because today we are diving into one of my favourite genres of royal commentary, the kind where the so-called royal experts get caught live in full meltdown mode. You know, the look-clenched jaws, twitching eyes, paper shuffling that's just a little too aggressive, and fake polite smiles that can't quite hide the jealousy bubbling under the surface. There's just something so satisfying about watching it unfold in real time. It's one thing when you see the bitter posts online or read their snarky headlines, but when you see them live on TV, choking on their words while Harry and Meghan keep winning, oh my friends, it's like watching karma in high definition. You can't fake that level of seethe, it's art. And today's case study? A moment from the Jeremy Vine show that's been going viral for all the right reasons. Because in the middle of what should have been a standard royal gossip segment, one particular woman's mask slipped so hard it practically shattered on the studio floor. The topic: Meghan and Harry's continued success, specifically their new Netflix deal. The reaction? Pure unfiltered envy. So here's the setup. Picture this: a glossy TV studio, lights blazing, and a panel of so-called experts ready to dissect the latest royal headline. The air is thick with anticipation, and you can almost sense the tension before a word is even spoken. The panel is deep in discussion about the Sussexes, Harry and Meghan, signing a brand new deal with Netflix. It's the kind of news that instantly sets the media world abuzz, and everyone on set is eager to weigh in. Now, the first thing you need to know is that the British media desperately want to spin this as a failure. It's almost as if they're waiting, with bated breath, for any sign that Harry and Meghan might stumble. Why? Because they can't stand the idea that Harry and Meghan are thriving without them. The thought that the couple could succeed on their own terms, outside the royal bubble and the tabloid circus, is simply too much for some to handle. The old deal, rumoured to be worth about £74 million over 5 years, is their favourite benchmark. It's the number they love to throw around, as if it's the only measure of success that matters. Anything less than that, and the tabloids want you to think it's a downgrade. They splash the word across headlines, hoping to plant the idea that the Sussexes are somehow losing their shine. The facts? Well, they tell a completely different story. If you look past the noise, the reality is far more impressive than the headlines suggest. Not only is the Sussexes documentary Harry and Meghan Netflix's 5th most popular docuseries of all time, yes, of all time, but they're also expanding into multiple genres. That's not just a one-hit wonder. That's building a brand. Meghan's lifestyle series With Love, Meghan is set to drop later this month, promising a fresh take on food, home and wellness. It's a move that shows she's not afraid to try something new and connect with audiences in a different way. And Archewell Productions has a documentary coming about orphan children in Uganda, a project that highlights real-world issues and aims to make a difference beyond entertainment. They are building a portfolio, diversifying and positioning themselves for long-term creative success. This isn't just about one deal, it's about creating a legacy and using their platform for good. But of course, the panel couldn't just admit that. Instead, they danced around the truth, unwilling to acknowledge the couple's achievements. Marvin, one of the guests, did the decent thing. He cut through the noise and offered a perspective grounded in reality, not resentment. He said what any fair observer would say: the deal is a smart move, the content is strong, and the so-called downgrade is nothing more than industry reality in 2025. Streaming deals are evolving, and the Sussexes are adapting with the times. Marvin pointed out that the entertainment landscape is shifting, and the Sussexes are smart to diversify. But then came her. This woman sat there, oozing bitterness. You could see it in her eyes, in the way she pursed her lips every time Meghan's name was mentioned. She said she doesn't watch anything Harry and Meghan produce, unless she's paid to. Sure, Jan. The sarcasm was thick, but the envy was even thicker. She claimed she didn't care if Meghan was wafting around a kitchen doing stuff with flowers, dismissing the new show as if it were beneath her notice. And then, in what she must have thought was a clever dig, she asked how Meghan could possibly do a Christmas special when she has no grandparents, no cousins, no aunties, no uncles, no family around her. The implication was clear. Without a traditional family, Meghan's efforts are somehow less valid. But maybe, just maybe, that's exactly why her story resonates with so many, because she's building something new, on her own terms, and that's what really stings her critics. Pause. Did you catch that? This wasn't commentary. This was personal. It was spite disguised as sarcasm. It was the classic deranger playbook. Ignore the years of smear campaigns, the stripping of security, the coordinated palace briefings, the betrayal from within their own families. And then blame Harry and Meghan for having healthy boundaries with toxic relatives. And that, my friends, is what jealousy looks like. It looks like bitterness so deep you can't even pretend to be neutral. It looks like trying to paint self-preservation as failure. It looks like sitting on a national broadcast pretending you don't care, while talking about them anyway. Here's the part that gets me every time. These same commentators claim they wouldn't watch Meghan and Harry's content even if they were paid. And yet, they know every detail. They quote lines from the documentaries, they analyze the set design, they bring up scenes from episodes released months ago. How would they know unless they watched? Exactly. The truth is, they're obsessed. They maybe hate watching, but they're still watching. And here's the thing, Netflix doesn't care whether you're smiling or frowning while you stream. They just count the views. Every bitter, jealous click adds to Harry and Meghan's success. And this Christmas special, you can bet they'll be watching no matter what they say. It's become a tradition, almost a guilty pleasure for so many people to tune in every year. They'll claim they just happened to catch it while flipping channels, but the truth is, they'll be there, eyes glued to the screen, not wanting to miss a single moment, ready to pounce on Meghan's every word, every gesture, and of course, every outfit choice. The scrutiny is relentless, and the commentary never stops. And when the guest list is revealed, likely including the Spencer family, Doria Ragland, and a circle of close friends, you can almost hear the collective gasp. Some will be furious, unable to hide their disappointment or jealousy. Because deep down, what they really want is for Meghan to invite the leftover royals, to see a reunion, to have that picture-perfect royal holiday moment. They crave proximity to her light, hoping to bask in it, even as they try to dim it with criticism and negativity. But here's the reality. Harry and Meghan don't need that kind of toxicity in their lives. They've chosen peace, and they're better for it. They have a loving, supportive inner circle. They have each other, and that's what truly matters during the holidays. Archie, Lily, Doria, and the Spencers. That's family. That's love. And honestly, that's more than enough for a joyful Christmas. And I'm not the only one who noticed. Social media lit up after the clip aired. If you don't know what jealousy looks like, now you do. Since when are people obligated to have relationships with toxic, abusive, racist relatives? That woman is a liar. She watches everything they do and we all know it. They're like kids in a playground, bitter because they weren't invited to the party. Imagine mocking someone for cutting off people who sold them out to the press. One commenter summed it up perfectly. She says she doesn't watch, but she knew more details about Meghan's shows than I did. And I'm a fan. Exactly. At the end of the day, the British media's obsession with Harry and Meghan is like a bad love story, one that just refuses to end, no matter how many times you think it's over. It's a cycle of drama, intrigue, and endless speculation, played out on the front pages and in the headlines day after day. They simply can't stop talking about them. Whether it's in the newsroom, at the local cafe, or around the dinner table, the conversation always circles back to the Sussexes. They can't stop watching them. Every move is scrutinized, every gesture analyzed, and every rumor is given new life. The public, the press, and the paparazzi are all hooked, unable to look away, as if Harry and Meghan are the stars of a never-ending reality show. And the more the media tries to downplay the Sussexes' achievements, the more obvious it becomes that those achievements matter. Their frustration is almost palpable, and it only highlights how much influence Harry and Meghan truly have. So let them fume, let them stew in their own discontent, let them pretend they don't care, even as they secretly hang on every update. The act is transparent, and everyone can see through it. Let them choke on their own spin, twisting stories and narratives in a desperate attempt to control the conversation, even as the truth slips through their fingers. Because every time Meghan and Harry win, and they will keep winning, that jealousy will get louder, and that mask will slip just a little further. The facade can't last forever, and when it finally cracks, the real motives behind the headlines will be exposed for all to see. We'll be here, Sussex Squadron, front row seats, popcorn in hand, enjoying the show as it all unfolds. There's nothing quite like watching the truth come out, especially when you're prepared for every twist and turn. Remember to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss a moment of the truth cutting through the noise. Stay connected, stay informed, and help us keep the conversation going.